Hi guys, welcome back. We're in the Commons in Orzammar. We're gonna go ahead and talk to Dana.
You look like you're not from around here.
Yes, you can say that.
Oh, wonderful. I've been trying forever to find someone who really knows the surface world. I don't suppose you've heard of something called the Circle?
My companion here is Senior Enchanter of the Circle.
Oh, my lady, it's an honor. I've never met an actual mage. Is it true you can manipulate nature's forces with your mind? Like you were born with lyrium in your veins?
Don't let the glamour fool you, child. Wielding magic is a dangerous occupation and a great responsibility.
We'll be happy to answer any questions.
I've been trying to reach someone there for years. I've sent missives with every caravan, but I never get a reply. I want to know if they would accept me for study.
I'm gonna come out and say dwarves can't do magic.
I don't want to do magic. No dwarf can cast spells, but I don't see why I shouldn't study it. It would be a valuable exchange. Orzammar would learn of one of the great natural forces of the surface. And the Circle gains direct access to our knowledge of lyrium smithing.
I can bring the Circle your request.
That would be wonderful. My name is Dagna, daughter of Janar of the Smithcast. Tell them I've already begun reading the Teventer Imperium's Verticum Kadab, and it's just fascinating. Did you know the Imperial Magister Lords once had genealogies of every human family known to produce a mage child?
She's so enthusiastic and adorable. I'm glad we're helping her.
It's definitely
I'll
adorable.
go pack my bags right now. I'll be waiting by my father's shop.
Alright. Let's go down here for a moment.
Please don't have pigeons here.
Hey, what's down there?
Does that lead out to the deep roads? I hear they're crawling with darkspawn.
Okay, Liliana.
I have heard much about the halls of the Dwarven Kings, but the stories do it no justice. It is so strange, harsh, yet beautiful.
Yes, it's very grand.
And have you seen those tiny pig-like burrowing animals? They are adorable. I wish I could have one as a pet. But they must be hard to catch and... Oh, just ignore me. I'm so silly sometimes. Let's just go.
And we've got a quest to update. Nice. I can't remember the... Do I do this one first? I don't know. Well, it's too late already. Orzammar has carved a legend from the stone, but history is more than the comings and goings that fill the streets. The caravans are old cuts and well-traveled. The true will of the stone is revealed far from the halls of politics and commerce. The shaper must step away from the familiar and seek out revelations from the frontier or buried secrets from the past abandoned. The shaper must first walk away if he is to return. First steps from the shaper's life. I think that's the right one first. Get the nug. Nug. He's deep in the mud. Nugs. Our screams deafen their keen ears. We will be Nugpoo. From songs that only Nugs can hear from Paragon Ebron 584 Exalted. The Nug is a nervous common to the deep roads. Hold on, guys. I hear this creature that is almost blind as well as completely docile. It spends most of its time wading in shallow pools as well as mud pits, feeding on small insects, worms, and, in a pinch, limestone and simple metals. Indeed, the digestive system of a nug is legendary, able to make a meal out of almost anything a nug finds on the carven floors. Nugs reproduce rapidly, spreading into any niche within the deep roads they can find, and serve to support a variety of predators such as giant spiders and deep stalkers. So, to do dwarves make meals out of them? Nugs are, in the poor slum portions of Orzammar, one of the most common sources of meat available. Some dwarves even domesticate the creatures, claiming to find the creature's high-pitched squeal pleasing. Which is fucking weird. And we can't say that Lillian is not weird. I mean, come on. And we got one. I'm gonna go back into the hall here. One of my scribers said, I felt like an errand boy doing this, and yes, he definitely has got a
The
point.
life you once had, Shell. These centuries of memories you have lost.
Does it miss being within its mother's womb?
Do I... Well, no. I don't remember that far back.
It is no different. My memory stretches only so far, and what went before is now lost.
And you remember nothing at all? Not even a little bit?
There are images, faces who I have no names for, places I remember being, but not where they are. Do I miss these things? They are without context. I feel only disquiet when I think of them.
Like dreams, then. When you awake, all the details have fled.
Is that what it is to dream? Then yes, perhaps it is like that.
How very sad. To discover your entire life has been a forgotten dream. I am so sorry.
There you are. Alright, straight ahead.
Shale, why do you refer to me as the Elder Mage?
Clearly because it is purple, and a hyena.
Then you simply wish to be perverse? Surely you're better than that.
I have found that I'm allowed precious few amusements. Since so many prefer to call me Gollum, I enjoy referring to them in a similar fashion.
Oh, very well. But could you at least use a different adjective? I do not wish my age to be my defining characteristic.
As the fussy mage desires.
Oh, I give up.
Yeah. Goodness, I don't remember which one I read, so we're just gonna keep reading these. While your concerns have merit, the Assembly has made itself clear. Space within the tag is at a premium, but the intended function of the hall merits the additional resource committed. The status of the Paragons must be the core of the Hall of Heroes. There is no other placement so beneficial Dwarven interest. It is the first glimpse of the Surface Ambassador had of Orzammar, an introduction not just to our living ancestors, but also to the stone from which we are born. They must see it shaped before they can understand the complexity of the raw form. The hall must also serve a second purpose, as a last sight of the departing brethren. Those who choose to leave must do so with a heavy gaze on their ancestors at their backs. It's a reminder of duty and of consequence. We will promote all matters of the trade, but also reinforce that those who leave for too long will return as strangers to the stone. From a report to Embassy Zoning Commission. Pursuant to Order 5-1A. No Dwarven of intermediate caste may conduct business in the Commons. This was subsequently clarified by the Assembly to means that the owning and operating of stalls or Kizaks is limited to those of identified and approved house names with traceable ancestor lineage of that at least 3 generations. Exceptions include individual purchases of goods or service from established stalls or codex. I hope I'm saying that right. Provide the funds are presented at the opening of the transaction, at the discretion of the stall or the cook's owner. I'm sure you understand the need to maintain strict quality control over all goods and services that flow through Orzammar, especially when we are making a concert effort to encourage outside investment. The standards of the Dust Town and that of the common brand are simply not sufficient. Your trade permit is hereby denied from a judgment of the Assembly Trade Council regarding metals reclaimed to wares. Thought there might be one over here. No nuggy. Oh. Oh, there's one. Thank you.
Ancestors guard us.
Another one?
In darkness. Mothers keep him safe. For you. I'm sorry. Did you have an offering for the ancestors? Although, I can't imagine your ancestors reside in the stone.
What were you praying for?
My name is Vilda, widow of Turok of the Smith caste. I pray here every day for my son, Rak. I only wish I knew whether I should be asking for his safe return or for the ancestors to accept his soul.
What happened to him?
It was 5 years ago. He was only a youngster. He joined a Deep Roads excursion, the only smith to go with the warriors to repair their arms. He was so proud, but he got separated somehow. When they came home, he wasn't with them.
Did anyone go after him?
The captains don't want to lose anyone searching for stray men. Too many were taken by dark spawn that way.
We shouldn't abandon him. I'll look for him if you want.
How? There is no way except to brave the deep roads yourself.
I'm a Grey Warden, that's what we do.
A warden? So you could do it. Only wardens face the deep roads without a company backing them. Oh, thank you. The ancestors finally heed my prayers.
Take heart, good widow Vilda. We'll do our best.
Please, find me as soon as you return.
So I'm going to try recording a lot of this. I'm getting what I can done with all the Dragon series.
Whatever it is.
Is that drunken singing I hear?
I hope that is someone being murdered and not simply singing.
I think your hopes are dashed there, Shale. Anyway, I was supposed to have off today, and somebody called in, and they asked me to come into work, and I kind of want to do it for the money. So I'm going to try recording these as much as possible, and then probably end up working today and tomorrow. So we're going to try fitting as many videos as I can muster.
Maker's blessing on you, sister.
May his divine spirit always lights your way.
Ah, it's a great pleasure to meet a fellow believer. I'm Brother Burkle of the Red Cliff Chantry, returned to my ancestors' land to spread the chant of light. I'm petitioning to open a chantry in Orzammar.
Don't dwarves worship their ancestors or something?
There is resistance.
Yeah.
It's obvious the world wasn't created by the mortal souls who dwelt within it. Yet the dwarves of Orzammar persist in worshipping their own forefathers.
Well, it's kind of their religion. Shouldn't you interfere?
You speak as if these people have deliberately chosen to reject the Maker, but most of them haven't even heard his name. How can they choose the path of enlightenment if they never learn that the path exists?
Whose permission do you need to open a chantry?
The Shaper it controls changes in Orzammar's structure and society. I need the Shaper of Memory's permission to open a prayer meeting.
The Shaper of Memories?
The Shaper of Memories controls the Shaperate, Orzammar's record system. Like the Chantry's historians, but more thorough. They track the births and lineage of every dwarf born in the city, every property sale, death in battle, marriage, or divorce.
If I bump into a Shaper, I'll be sure to mention it.
I can see the Maker's hand on your shoulder, guiding you always.
If this chantry could help just one person as much as it helped me, it's worth any trouble.
Please let me know as soon as you've heard anything.
Oh, I just keep adding more and more. Alright. Hello, drunken fool. Alright, the castless. Visitors to Orzammar should keep in mind that the hierarchies of Dwarven society are much more complex than our own. It is easy to insult a man simply by mistaking his position. Since this can lead to unnecessary loss of life and limb, I will attempt to mitigate the danger for my fellow travelers. The society of Orzammar is divided into nobles, warriors, smiths, artisans, miners, merchants, and servants. Now, you are undoubtedly saying to yourself, well, we have all those divisions amongst our own people. This is a dangerous misconception. Certainly, we do have nobility, artisans, merchants, and these positions are largely inherited from our parents. However, the younger children of the noblemen often choose to be artisans or soldiers. The sons of merchants may join the army, or become servants, or apprentices themselves to a craftsman. This is all freely chosen. Limited perhaps by circumstance of birth, but still chosen. What is a matter of choice for the human folk is dictated entirely by birth for dwarves. No one may become a smith who is not born to a smith caste parents. A servant who marries a noble will never be a noble himself, and although his daughters will be nobles, his sons will be servants. For daughters inherit the caste of their mothers, while the sons inherit the caste of their fathers. From In Pursuit of Knowledge, The Travels of the Chantry Scholar by Brother Genetivi.
Topsiders? Good. Get some outside gold in here. Calm people down. Make them think we should open the gates for good. The more cracks in the old way, the better. That's what Balin stands for.
Your allegiance to Balin is clear. Why?
Not your business, but I see where the gold is. He's the traditional pick, yet he wants a new way, whether some like it or not.
Some say Balin killed his father.
Just as many say Harrowmont. Neither are paragons, and the scales being equal, I go with the promise of more trade.
So you approve of this cast?
Can't find ore without splitting some stone. My investments are solid, I'll be fine. The Assembly has done us a favor. They've shown just how loose the sand is under our feet. It opens people to change.
A blight is coming. Orzammar can't be divided.
Orzammar will decide what we can or can't be. Blight may be imminent on the surface, but our warriors are well seasoned against dark spawn. There will be topsiders left for trade. There's no end to you.
Let me see what you have in store.
I'll take your gold. You're good for that.
I'm good for that. Oh my god. I keep forgetting to destroy those before I start recording.
Very nice. Very nice indeed.
Why, thank you so much. Oh, how dear of you.
You're welcome. Okay.
Go on, I'm out of the nug game. Got nothing to sell.
I've got a nug for you. Here.
Saraka, I'm back in the game, such as it is. I don't have much besides gratitude, but find a bunch more of these and I'll toss you whatever I found.
Money.
You're the best wrangler I've ever seen.
Money.
You're the best wrangler I've ever seen. 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 I trust Vala, my nug wrangling friend.
Fine. Thank you. The least he could have done was double that a little bit. I'm just being particular. Alright, let's save here. Up we go. Right there. We read that one. Read that one. Okay. It is agreed that no rules of procedure were exploding broken, but a 5-day filibuster is nonetheless worthy of censure. Division of the House Grossman's property deliberately for a full season or session, and a fortitude of the southern estates deems a necessity. Since the birth of young can necessitates his elevation to noble status, and it is unthinkable for a noble's family to live in the slums. It is the responsibility of the father to accommodate the place of his family. It is not possible to simply generate a new space in the diamond quarters without compromising tag structural integrity. Lord Day's comment that if the Lord Cousland didn't want a new heir, he shouldn't have slummed for a concubine was indeed inappropriate, but the proper procedure for resolution through proving was followed. Both parties agreed to accept his retraction, and that matter is considered separate and closed. The decision of the Assembly regarding the placement of Duncote Clan stands. From a right of the Assembly Zoning Council regarding the placement of Duncote Clan. Alright. Here we go.
A higher class midget lives here, I'll wager.
Oh, this is grand. The noble houses do love their luxuries, don't they?
From what I've heard of dwarven politics, I'm almost surprised we haven't seen blood running these streets.
Oh, give it time, Liliana. Give it time.
Could the end of Orzammar be nigh? Turn to Lord Harrowmont and assure the future of dwarven society.
Oh, so, I think I put the wrong one in my save, which it doesn't matter.
I heard there was a Grey Warden here. I am Doolan Forrender, second to Lord Harrowmont, King Endrin's own choice as successor. Word is spreading that the surface may suffer a blight. It is shameful we are not in a better position to help.
I have a treaty obliging Orzammar to aid us against blight.
That may be, and that is a terrible risk for the
There you
surface. But even if the world would end tomorrow, Lord Harrowmont cannot ignore Balin today. He cannot afford to trust anyone of unproven loyalties.
How can I not prove for working for Balin?
That's a generous offer. If you mean it, you might attend the proving today. The Deshers take it very seriously, and unfortunately, Balin found some way to blackmail or intimidate House Harrowmont's best fighters into stepping down.
Do you want me to find out why your fighters dropped out?
That would be enlightening. Though I hope you won't pry too deeply into things they don't wish revealed. If you wish to show your loyalty, enter the proving as his lordship's champion. With your order's reputation, I've no doubt the ancestors would favor your arm. Balin would never work with anyone who humiliated him in that way. Harrowmont would have no fear of meeting with you then.
On to proving and see why others withdrew.
Excellent. The arena is located off the Commons. Talk to the Proving Master and tell him you're entering Lord Harrowmont's roster. The key fighters we lost were Guidon and Baisel. You can look for them in the fighters' preparation chambers behind the ring. And be sure it's before the fights begin. After the first bout, no one may change the roster. If you need to find me again, I will wait in the Tapster's Tavern off the Commons. There is no better place to hear gossip. Perhaps even word of your victory.
Okay, so as I was saying, I think I accidentally did not change the default in my keep for when I loaded up the Inquisitor, which is fine. I always do Harrowmont because it's the easiest and the less run around.
Why does the bard stare at me so?
I was thinking of writing a song about you. The statue with a heart of gold. Or something like that.
It thinks my heart is made of gold. It is stone as anything else. Cold stone.
I meant that you had a good heart. It seems to me that you do.
And they call this having a heart of gold? Why?
Because gold is precious and shiny and a good heart is just as valuable.
Shiny.
In a matter of speaking.
My heart does not qualify as shiny. I kill, frequently, and not without pleasure.
You have had a difficult life. Deep down at the center of your being, you are a good person. I believe that.
Even though I have never demonstrated this aspect? How peculiar.
You aren't all stone shell. There is a person inside of you.
If so, it is because I ate him.
Oh, Shale. I know there's a lot of people that had difficulties with Shale, but I mean, Shale is actually quite a fun character. Come on. And has a great history behind her. My Lord Harrowmont, my guilt weighs heavily on me, and I know now that I was a fool. Only a fool will cut his own heart and burn it for the sakes of appearances. I allowed the assembly to send my child to exile and death because I feared an inquiry into Train's murder would taint our house with scandal. You have been my rock and my shield these long months, and for that I thank you. But I must ask for one more thing. I wish to discover if my child survived. Even the smallest trace will set my mind at ease. Send your men, your scouts, anyone who will go. Balin thinks I am mad. He says that if word spreads of my wishes, our house will be undone. He doesn't know that the Idukan is already lost. I destroyed us when I sacrificed what was most precious. Please, Pyro, help me. I came to you not as a king, but as a father. A note from the late King Endrin, Idukan.
It shall be done.
Do a little save here. Alright. Lady Days. Ooh.
It is begun.
House Idukan Shield of Orzammar. The Assembly has never named a paragon with so little disagreement as there was a paragon Idukan. No naysayers, only a single obstination. His worthiness is unquestionable, his favor with the ancestors clear. But family rumor says that Men himself was deeply troubled, prone to fits of melancholy and self-doubt, never satisfied with his great achievement in protecting Orzammar. He died cursing that he had not managed to save the outlying tags. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, guys, we can do this. Before he rose to Paragon, he was little note. The memories tell us that he had never entered a single proving, never sought to elevate his place among the warrior caste. He spent most of his years prior to the First Blight fighting skirmishes in the deep roads, keeping them free from the surface bandits, content to live quietly with his wife and daughters. When the Blight began, it caught Orzammar in the midst of a vicious inter-house war. Most of the warrior caste was caught up in feuding for as a word of a tax poured in, each great house demanding that the army be sent to defend their tag, and no house would agree to sacrifice their own holdings for the safety of the others. The assembly was so tied up with the infighting that the darkspawn spread unchecked to the gates of Orzammar herself. In the chaos, Idukan gradually took command of the armies. He enlisted the aid of the mining caste to collapse overrun passages, calling upon the smith caste to supply them with arms and bypass the assembly and the nobles entirely. With his leadership, Orzammar was saved from annihilation. For his insubordinate, he would be made paragon, yet he always considered it a defeat. From a history of Idukan, a paragon, king, peacemaker, by scholar Gertrek.
Grey Warden arrives in Orzammar, most likely to pay respects to the rightful king, Prince Balin.
So this is the seat of the king. Except he isn't sitting there at the moment, I suppose.
Such big houses they have.
You know, after all this is over, I wouldn't mind getting a job here. I could sing, tell stories, help the king get items from high shelves.
Liliana, you know, I need your help when I'm trying to reach for something high that my other half purposely puts up on the top shelf, so that I gotta get a stepping stool to actually get to it. Oh yeah. Hold. Alright, cage in the stone. The inscription is old and worn, overlooked by most as the carving details. The beast is foreign, but need is familiar. Home and hearth suffered beneath the strength and the strangeness. These new king of these Ferelans are better as friends than strangers, so we resist on their behalf and work with the users to bind with the stone. They no longer fear their skies, and we further our trade above. Lure from above, cornered and corralled, 3 standing in the position, a 4 a single to the throne. Status for the beast, so long as the king holds the throne, so as long as the king wills it held. Inscription, circa 590, exalted. Okay. Shale, if you would. You'll never be a silent assassin, will you? Ever. Okay. You are good. Lovely crunching noises. Okay, I think it's dragons. Female dragons take much larger to mature than their male counterparts. Their two undergo a metamorphosis of sorts at adulthood. But while males lose their use of their forespaws, females actually grow a third set of limbs specifically to service as wings. Young females travel great distances looking for a suitable nesting site because of their nomadic habits. These are the dragons most frequently encountered by men.
Very well.
Yay! Okay, Liliana, you don't have any more. How many do I have now? 8. I need 4 more.
It shall be done.
Many of King Eldrin's belongings have been rushed into storage, including trophies of his long reign. Among the boxes is a small phylactery. Continue. The area is unnaturally cold. Dark shape swirls around as a slip of paper within the vial. Take the vial. The glass fractures as you touch it. So we got first, second, sixth. I don't remember how many are in here, but we'll wait here and read that later, because I'm sure we'll come across more.
Amusement.
What's going on? By the ancestors. Good on you, Warden. You caught them in the act.
Did you just ghost that?
Times drive people to strange things.
Yes.
Very well.
Yes, they do. You're welcome. Did you just ghost the door? Like walk through it all nonchalantly? Anyway. Alright guys, let's get out of here. Oopsie, wrong turn.
I shall do
Run
it.
too many right turns there. Alright guys, this is where we're going to end this. I believe anyway. Let me check the time, but otherwise, if I don't come back, we'll see you next time. Bye now.